I love you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something super duper fun. Steph Bower recently posted a video where she created a book tag. There was 15 questions and then Larry Reed's added 5 more. So we're going to do a 20 question book tag today. I'm very excited. I was not a part of the YouTube creator community when tags were super popular, but I very much was consuming the tags, so I'm very excited that this is kind of like trending right now. I love it. I think it's super fun. A few things about the books that I chose. I chose a different book for every question, so there's no repeating books. I'm not going to give you extreme detail about these books, about like what they're really about. I will tell you why they are the book that I chose for this question. Also, I do not have some of them physically, so I will pop up a picture of them here. A lot of them I read on my Kindle, but we're gonna jump right into it. If you have not already, make sure to subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up. The first question is a book you tell people is your favorite. Right now, if anyone asks me that question, the answer is Black Ties and White Lies by Kat Singleton. I cannot get enough of this book. It was our book club pick for mine and Paige's book club Between the Covers for February, and I'm just so obsessed. Like, Beckham Sinclair lives in my head rent freaking free. It's just so good. I know y'all have heard me talk about this book 5 bazillion times on my channel in the past like 2 months, but it deserves it. It deserves the hype. It's fantastic. It's billionaire. It's fake dating / marriage of convenience. It's everything that I wanted in a book. It's right here in this. I have both copies. This is the illustrated edition and this is the model cover. 10 out of 10 would recommend. This is my favorite book at the moment. A book that is your guilty pleasure. This is the After series. If you have not heard me talk about the After series, then you haven't been here for very long. I love this series literally so much. Like, you see the tabs in this book? Do you see them? I'm unwell. I am unwell. This is a lot of people hate these books because it is a very toxic relationship, but I love it. I love it so much. So I guess this is my guilty pleasure. Am I guilty about it? No, but it is not a good relationship. It is very toxic, but we love it. We love Tessa and Hardin. I love these books so much. I still haven't read Before, which is the prequel. I'll get there eventually. My brain just doesn't want it to end yet. So I still have Before to read and Nothing More, Nothing Less, which are the spin-off books. So After series is my guilty pleasure. Okay, a book that everyone loved that you didn't like. Sorry. This is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I did not like this book at all. I didn't like the way it was written. It was written in a very like kiddish way almost, which I know it like makes sense for the book, but I just didn't enjoy reading it. And also the twist was stupid, in my opinion. So I hated this book. To be 100% honest with you, I hated it. And that's all. I didn't like it. Sorry. A book that you read the fastest. This is A Court of Mist and Fury. This is the second book in the ACOTAR series. I read this book. This like 630 page book in like a day and a half. That's very fast for me. I'm a mom and I have kids, so I can't just like sit and binge a book like I wish I could, but I almost did that with this. I like binged it and then like fed my kids and then binged it some more and then put them to bed and then binged it while they were sleeping. And so this very much like took over my life for a day and a half, and I did nothing but read this book. So I love it. It's so freaking good. I have not finished the ACOTAR series because I just want to live in this book. I don't want to leave this book. I just want to live here. But I need to finish it. ACOTAR is on my March TBR. Are we going to get to it? Probably not, but it's there. It's there. There's a lot of books there. If you have not watched my March TBR, go watch it because I was very ambitious. I love you. Number 5, a book that you think deserves more hype. I just read this last month, but the Hollow Boy series by Monty J. These I never see anyone talking about. Why? I don't know. Talk about these. Read these. If you like super dark romance and you're okay with some gory details, please look up trigger warnings for these, by the way. Please read these books. If you ever want to know where to find trigger warnings for books, especially for more like independent books, that if you Googled like the name of the title and then trigger warnings. So like if you Googled It Ends With Us and trigger warnings, there's going to be websites that give you that kind of information. But for more independent authors and stuff like this, Storygraph is a great place to find trigger warnings for books. Storygraph is like a Goodreads on crack. It's great. I love Storygraph. I need to be better about updating Storygraph. But The Lies We Steal and The Truths We Burn by Monty J. There is a third book. I haven't read it yet. It is on my March TBR and it will definitely be read this month. I love these books literally with my whole heart. I flew through these. They're so good. The story is so captivating. The characters are incredible. The found family between the 4 boys in this series is unreal. So if you like the found family in the Addicted series, which I have not finished, I've only read the first 2 books, but if you like the found family in this and you like dark romance, you're going to love these. Literally so freaking good, and I think they deserve way more hype than they get. I love them so much. Would die for this man. Just saying. Just saying. A book that is becoming a movie or TV show. There are a ton. There's so many books that are becoming movies and TV shows right now, and I absolutely love it. I think it is so freaking cool. But the one I picked is because I need to talk about this. I haven't really talked about this on my channel, but It Ends With Us. If you do not know, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover is being made into a movie. Justin Baldoni, who was in Jane the Virgin, is directing it and also playing Ryle. Now, some people are very upset about this, and I feel like fan cast got a little out of hand and people were like too gung-ho set on it. But when they announced that Justin Baldoni was the one doing this book, he was immediately who I thought of for Ryle. I think he is going to do a fantastic job. I think he is the kind of, like, if you don't know anything about Justin Baldoni, he is like an incredible man. He is very much like an advocate for mental health and for women's rights, and he's just a really good guy that has a lot of really good looks on life and will fight for the right things. And that's why I think he is going to do fantastic at, 1, creating this movie, and 2, playing Ryle, because he was a jerk in Jane the Virgin, so we know he can be like that jerk side but also the sweet side. Now, his character in Jane the Virgin is nowhere near the same kind of guy as Ryle. I feel like Justin will be able to play that role while also making the actress, who's Blake freaking Lively, feel safe with him playing that kind of role. Blake Lively as Lily, I love that. I love it so much. And I know everyone was fan casting redheaded girls and are mad because they didn't pick a redheaded girl, because you obviously can't change the color of somebody's hair. I don't know. But I think Blake Lively is going to do fantastic as Lily. I think she's got that sweet personality that Lily has, but I think she's a strong woman, which Lily very much is. I think Blake is going to do absolutely fantastic. And as well as Colleen Hoover, I cannot wait for this movie. I cannot wait to figure out who they pick as Atlas. My dream cast is for Dylan O'Brien to play Atlas because that's who I pictured in my mind. I'm not getting my hopes up or because dreams will be crushed. I really don't think he will play Atlas. I just don't. I don't know. I freaking wish that he would. That would be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I think that they will do a great job. They're already casting really well. So I think that I just want to know who it's going to be. I need like a cast list like yesterday. Number 7, a book you have reread the most. Since I restarted my reading journey, I've only reread one book, and that is Change on the Fly by Mary Moore. I adore this book. I love it. I reread it last month. I listened to the audiobook, and I love it so much. Y'all know I love Mary Moore. This is my first Mary Moore book, and I just adore this book. I adore Marin. I love it so much. Please go read Change on the Fly. It's one of my favorite sports romances of all time. It's so good. Reed and Holland are so good. I love them so much. A book from a genre you don't typically read. Now, I read romance books. That's about the extent of it. I don't really read much else. So any other genre than romance is something that I don't usually read. So I picked this is kind of, okay, I haven't read many other genres either. So I picked a fantasy romance, but it's fantasy. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I just read this for a reading vlog, and it was so good. The reading vlog is probably going up right after this video. It should be the next video I post after this, but this had no business being as good as it was. So I will tell you more about this very soon, but I loved this. It's like Hunger Games meets Red Queen. Just saying, it's very, very good. I loved it a whole lot. A book that deserves all the hype. Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This book has so much hype, and I was very worried that it wouldn't live up to the hype. It did. It freaking did. This book is so good. It's like childhood friends to lovers, kind of second chance romance. The story, the way, okay, so it flips between them as kids and then them meeting back up 10 years later, and the like way that it like slowly brings the childhood thing, and it slowly brings it to where they stop talking and the reason that they stop talking. I loved it. It was written so well. It kept me intrigued the whole time because I just wanted to know what made them stop talking, and it just slowly told you instead of just like blurting it out at the beginning. I loved it. I love the way it was written. The story, it made me cry. I adore this freaking book with everything that I am. I love it. Number 10, we are almost halfway there. A book that you recommend when people ask for recommendation. How to Kiss Your Best Friend by Jenny Proctor. This is if you want something that is not spicy. You don't want any spice in your life. I mean, if that's your thing. If you don't want any spice in your life, Jenny Proctor is your girl. Also, Sarah Adams is your girl. But How to Get Your Best Friend by Jenny Proctor. This book is so freaking cute. It's very small town. It doesn't have a lot of like heavy trigger warnings. I feel like it's just a good like rom-com sweet book that anyone would really, really love. And then also Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I do not have this physically. I really need to buy it. But this book is so good. It does have some heavier topics and it is spicy. But their relationship is so sweet and good and positive, and like they just communicate so well, and I feel like this would be a great book for someone to start with. It's a sports romance. I loved this book so much. A book with your favorite characters. Hello, welcome to the Dreamland Billionaire series. I love these books so much. I could literally cry. My last video was my final offer reading vlog. If you've not watched that, go watch that. I know it's very late. I read that at the end of January. So it's only like a month and a half late, but sorry. These characters just, they live in my head rent free. I love them so much. Rowan Kane can do no wrong. Declan Kane, Iris. I love Iris. But Declan also. But really, this book is about Iris, and Declan's a side character. I'm just kidding. But Iris stole the show in that book. And then Kelly and Lana. Are you freaking joking? I adore these books. I love this family of people. This is not in order. That's gonna drive me nuts. I love this family. I love their connection. I love their banter. I just love everything about them. So I just love them so much. I love them so much. Anyway, okay, next. A book you wish you could live in. We're gonna go with Flawless / Heartless. I haven't read Powerless yet, but I really need to. But like, just I could see myself living on the farm with these girls and gals. Girls and gals. That's the same thing, Kristen. I could see myself living on the farm with them and just helping out and riding the horses, and I just love it. Like, give me a little slot of land. I will build me a little house on the hill, and we'll be good to go. I will love it. It's literally my life now. I'm just living on the farm. I don't have horses. I wish I had horses. I'm just living with the cows and the pigs and the donkey. So, this is just my life. So, I just want to live in my life, I guess. I didn't really think that through. But this, I just think that would be so fun. And like going to rodeo shows, I think that'd be so fun. So fun. A book that you thought you would hate and you didn't. Now, I did not think I would hate these books, but I didn't think that I would enjoy them as much as I did. I wasn't sure how much I would like the YA-ness of them. That's kind of hard to explain, but I thought that they were going to be like a little too young for me. But the Summer I Turned Pretty series, I just figured out how Larissa does that in TikToks. Anyway, the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I love these books so much. The series is so good. The TV show is absolutely amazing. I can't wait for season 2. But I loved these. They were a lot more emotional than I thought they were going to be. I was very invested in this series. I really loved it. Alright, now. Number 14 is a book that made you cry. Now, if you are not new here, then you probably already know what this is going to be, and that is Archer's Voice. I cry every time I talk about this book. Go back. Just go back. My like end of the year wrap up. Anytime I talk about this book, I bawl my eyes out. I have to like stop myself for a moment and gather myself. This book makes me so freaking emotional. I boohoo sobbed during it. I was not okay. Like I could not catch my breath crying over this book, and I loved it so much. This book is so good. It has some heavy trigger warnings. Like I said, look up trigger warnings for any of these books. All of these books, look them up, because just about every book you will ever read has at least one trigger warning. So look up trigger warnings before you read a book. I see a lot of people saying that, like, I wish I would have known that this book had these trigger warnings, especially a lot of like Colleen Hoover books, because people just recommend stuff and don't think about that kind of stuff if they're not triggered by things. But look up a trigger warning list before you read any, if you have triggers. So this does have some triggers, but this book is so freaking good. I cannot deal with how much I just love this book so much. The last one on Steph's list was number 15, which is a book that you wish you could reread. Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. I don't think that Hopeless is talked about enough in the Colleen Hoover world. A lot of people Or like immediately, like if you want to read a Colleen Hoover book, read It Ends With Us or read Verity. No, read Hopeless. If you have not read Hopeless, please go read that book. The twists and turns in that book and the emotion in that book is insane, and I wish I could just experience it again for the first time. It was so good. It was my first Colleen Hoover book, and maybe that's why I'm partial to it, but I just feel like it's so underrated. I feel like not enough people talk about it. It is one of her earlier books, but it's so freaking good. And like literally did not see the twists and turns coming that happen in that book. And then you can read Losing Hope as well. And they're popped up here because I don't have my physical copy of Hopeless. My friend has it. But I love those books so much, and Losing Hope just adds so much to the story and lets you find out other things that like you didn't know in Hopeless, and I feel like it's definitely necessary to read Losing Hope after you read Hopeless. That is a book I wish I could read again for the first time. I just loved it so much. Alright, so now we're going to get to the 5 extra questions that Larry Reed's added, because Larissa is like me, we must have an even number. 15 was not good, we needed 20. So, because you can't add one more. You can't do 16. No, you got to do 20. So, here are the 5 extras that Larissa added. A book to get you out of a reading slump. Now, I think that this would be a great one, which is Crave by Tracy Wolff. If you loved Twilight, and you love vampires and that kind of thing, I think you will really love Crave. This is super, super good. I love this book. I really need to continue with this series, but it is a YA vampire book, and they're like at an academy, and I just loved this so much. I don't know why people, I know a lot of people talk about it, but I feel like not enough people talk about it. If you loved Twilight, you will absolutely love this book. A book you think that everyone should read. Now, I don't have a lot of like, I haven't read a lot of like memoirs or anything like that I feel like everyone needs to read this because it has really crucial information in it. I just picked a romance book that I think everyone should read, which is A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn. I loved this book, and there was no sense in it being as good as it was. It's fake dating, it's billionaire. Do you see a trend with the kind of tropes I like? I love a fake dating and I love a billionaire. Which, fake dating, by the way, I'm filming a video after this where I'm going to give you fake dating recommendations and a Spotify playlist to go with it. So, very excited about that. A Not So Meet Cute. I just loved this book so much. It is very spicy, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. I just loved it. I loved it. I loved it a lot. A book that you think would make a great movie. I think that The Wrong Game by Candy Steiner would make a great movie. I love the concept. It is this girl who finds out her husband is cheating on her, and then she goes to confront him, and he tells her that he has cancer. He ends up passing away, and she's trying to get back into the dating game, so she uses her season tickets to football games to go on different dates. So she's going to take a guy every time, and then this guy at the bar ends up being her test date, and he's kind of just there all the time. He's just kind of always there. I think this would be a super cute rom-com. I think it would be a really fun concept that no one's ever really done in a rom-com. It'd be something different. I think it would be so cute. So I think that The Wrong Game by Candy Steiner would be a fantastic movie or TV show. A TV show would be really cool because you could do like the 12 dates or whatever, however many dates it is. You could do them as different episodes. A book you wish that everyone would give a shot, even if it's out of their comfort zone. This is number 19. Just Sophie Lark. This is dark romance. This is stabby romance. Serial killer romance. This is the Sinner's Duet. There are no saints and there is no devil. So it's definitely going to be out of a lot of people's comfort zones. And then they have Brutal Prince, which is the first book in the Brutal Birthright series. These are mafia romance. It is light mafia though, so nothing too crazy, but I feel like Sophie Lark just does such an incredible job at writing these books, and I love them all. Y'all know I love Sophie Lark. I feel like I haven't read a Sophie Lark book in so long. So I definitely need to do that. But I think that these are books that everyone should give a try if you feel comfortable with the triggers that are in them. And then the last one is a book you will never forget. This is going to be Marriage for One. I love this book so much. I read this at the beginning of 2022 and this book stays in my brain. I think about it all the time. Jack and Rose are fantastic. I really need to buy a paperback. I know I've been saying that for like literally a year, but I just want to reread it. I find myself wanting to reread it all the time, and then I'm like, no, Kristen, you need to read other books. You don't need to reread Marriage for One. But I really just want to. So I just need to start doing what I want. That's what I need to start doing. Whatever I want. I need to read whatever I want. So Marriage for One, I love this book. It is, again, billionaire and marriage of convenience. Do you see a trend? Do you see it? Do you see a trend? I do. It's my favorite trope. So that was all of the books for this tag. If you do this tag, please tag me in it. I love these videos. I think they're so fun. And I hope that, oh no, I hope that we do these more. We need to, as a community, create more of these. More book tags. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not already, make sure to subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure to follow me on all of my social medias. They were linked down below as always. If you decide that you would like to support the channel, that my Patreon, my Pangobooks, and my Amazon wishlist are listed down below as well. Please do not feel obligated to do that, but if you would like to support, there are some ways that you could. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!